Hey there everyone, I'm Lyra, and I just want to record a little bit of an intro to this video after after I've done it, because it's kind of long, and I've had a little bit of time to think about, the story content and stuff, and I just want to, introduce myself as well. You can see that I've done, 360 total days subscribed, and I even went and checked and found that it has in fact been about a year since I started playing Final Fantasy XIV. So, since it's been a year, I thought it would be a nice little sort of celebration to upload a playthrough video of the newest patch, dip my toes into YouTube a little bit. I've never tried this before, I have no idea how it works, so if you have any advice, anything to say, leave it in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the other things too, because I kind of want to see how popular this can be, and if enough people are interested, I'll probably do even more. Because this video is the story patch. I also plan on doing the new Near Raid, the Diamond Weapon, and probably also the Hatching Tide event before it ends, because it ends soon and I have not done it yet. So, that said, please, enjoy the video. Like I said, it is long, so go do some chores, make some dinner, do your laundry, clean the bathroom. Your toilet has not been cleaned in a while. You probably ought to go clean that. And just put this video on in the background while you do that, because it's mostly me reading character dialogue boxes, because that's how these story patches tend to go. So nothing too interesting, just kind of background content. Put it on while you do roulettes. When you do main scenario, get into Praetorium. You have 45 minutes with nothing to do pretty much. Go bring this video up, watch it in the background, you pause it when you have to fight Nero or whatever, and then come back and keep watching. Or you can even pause it and go to bed and then wake up the next morning and continue watching it. Do whatever you want, however it makes sense for you to consume this big 3-hour long video. Also, I guess, by the way, spoilers, which is pretty obvious. If you're watching something that's titled Patch 5.5 story content, you should know what you're getting into. But yes, there will be spoilers. So, with that said, enjoy the video. Alright, Patch 5.5. Here we go. Let's see. Where do we start? Of course, Rising Stones. What now? Foundation. Oh no, it's right here. No. Oh, why am I dumb? It's right here. More Donna. Layout. Okay. This is the better one. So, look, it's Cloud Piercer. My little buddy. Okay. Let's go. I'm going to assume it's in here, because it's like always in here. Oh, and Hatching Tide. I'm gonna need to do that later. Okay. Let's go, I always say. Okay. Good news, Lyra. Thancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Go. A welcoming party. You needn't have gone to trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was a little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Elise, Graha, and Byra, but I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking steps towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried. And I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Rauban and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then mayhap you would do the same for us. Indeed, it was just as Lise said. Worse, in fact, devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva and the third? That must be the third. However, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hand of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working there day and night to rebuild, or rather, transform it. Transform it into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were cleverly devised with the manipulation of Aether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet, as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed, or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser to not take the risk. If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Rauban is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kryl. We need not all attend. This is just going to be Alphino, Alice, and I? Very well, I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. Oh, and Graha, of course, is going to be on. Oh, so we're just leaving Ishtola, I see. If you're curious to know what I will be doing in your absence, let us speak of it another time. At present, Cryo and I have no more than a hypothesis. She's gonna be trying to get back to the first, isn't she? That's what she's working on. Probably. Gotta get back to Runar, see what he's doing. Okay. Beacon Quarter. Teleport. So yeah, I guess last patch we cured Tempering, Fandaniel showed up with Bahamut, and creepy evil 5G towers appeared. Now we get to navigate this maze of a city. Except we don't, because we can just fly. Okay, down here. Looks like I am not the only one going through the MSQ right now. Given that it is about a week after it came out. Although I was only in Revenant's for a short while, I did manage to squeeze in a brief drink with Flamin. Spring water only, it being a flying visit. Oh, that's nice. I wonder if there have been any developments regarding the Amalja abductions. It can be no mere coincidence that the incidents began occurring just as the towers first appeared. Well, I know that that's like the dungeon, isn't it? So... The royal menagerie is still closed to civilians. Fandaniel and his pet clearly left their mark. Oh, not yet. Well, we may safely assume that the Toleferoi are behind the works being carried out on the Imperial Palace. We can only guess at their purpose. Do I remember what Toleferoi is? I don't, so we're just gonna have to keep going. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened I am to see you all hale and whole, as we are to see you safely returned from your mission. Ariane, I trust Thancred made you feel welcome? Well, well, if it isn't Alfino and his merry band. Okay, who's this? Okay, that was probably the wrong voice. Arenvald, what are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd been away on a mission. Sorry, hasn't he been fighting primals with the Fordola girl? And who's to say this isn't part of it? Oh, wait, he should have like a grislier voice. But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I am sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elizan are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Aurochs such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. I mean, have you seen how tall Ariane is back there? It was not till my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbreda towered over me nonetheless. Aw, Moonbreda. Arenvald brings out the best in Alfino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company, it's almost endearing. So, what exactly brings you here? Oh, Fordola. Yeah, see, I told you. Fordola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Hey, what gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright? I hope you guys can't hear the computer fans in the background there. If Fordola is going with him, that must mean a primal. My apologies. As Arenvald rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it. Meeting times. It's gonna be a whole bunch of talking, which is fine. Oh, look, everyone's here.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrix. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telephoroid's disposal.
Was the Telephoroid the name of the tower?
But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us.
That's right, that was the very end of the last
Luckily,
patch.
I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered.
Probably tempered by Lunar Bahamut.
But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers.
So are they being enslaved? Or like ground down into meat to build it?
Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania.
Or they're being like sacrificed for their aether?
The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
I mean, me, right? There I am. I'm probably Graha. Can Graha be tempered? Do we know if they can or not?
What?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We're glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvald?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
So too bad I'm not a summoner, because I guess you'll learn more about these two in the summoner level 80 quest, right? So I'm glad that other people have done that and let me know. So okay, oh, we're right here. See what they have to say. So the numbers can prove a hindrance when infiltrating enemy territory, but but to send only 2? If it's small talk you're after, look elsewhere. Well, I'm after small talk. Okay, our fault. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore. Are we gonna get more talking? I like talking cutscenes.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamoldva and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
Alfino's like, no, only I can be the hero.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
I mean, he helped us in the courtroom before. Like, we know he can fight. When the Ananta, the snake
and
people.
And you, Fredola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Was she not quite a good guy yet?
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
Or if she's just kind of tsundere, is she?
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head!
Okay, so Telophoroi is just the new faction?
I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
Nice. His hands are so small.
If you finish with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Paglthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way.
Are we already getting the dungeon then? If it's the Amalja? Or Amalja, or whatever they just said.
Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
But have you... Alfino, you were drowning.
I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh?
Yeah, Alfino was drowning back at the end of Shadowbringers on that beach. But I guess he's just got a new friend. He's got to look cool to his friend.
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
Okay, she is just like ultra
I dare
stereotype
say you'll get your
scenery.
chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or Alphino for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
How many people ship these two? Because in this game with 1,000 ships, I think that's
He
a
does
pretty
not
good
want
one.
for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Tataru.
Can you hear me? It's Tataru! I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian.
Well, that's what she is good at. Is finding Estinian.
And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut. But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Tataru's so good.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
I can just teleport Alphino. I can be there instantly. Send the Bonanza.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others. I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Is it time to play the game again? No, I love cutscenes. The story's like the best part about this game. Alright, what are you doing? Look at all these people doing the MSQ. See, I'm not the only person to do it a week late. Estinian Wormwood, the Azure Dragoon. His was another name that featured prominently in the history books, and it will be fascinating to meet the man in the flesh. I get the impression Arnvald is a lot more apprehensive than he lets on. He will have been grateful Alphino was there to see him off. Yeah, he's like Alphino is like Estinian's younger brother, and then Arnvald is like Alphino's younger brother. Kind of. That's sort of like the vibe that I get between all of them. So, speaking of Estinian, here be dragons. So, Estinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose. Okay, see, Alphino, I can probably beat you there. Because I can literally teleport there in a few seconds. Okay, oh, how nice of you to be here right by the Aetheryte. Assuming we find him, this will be my first encounter with the famous Estinian. Did they never meet? I guess not. And if he's still half the man Alphino claims, I fully expect to go weak at the knees. Perhaps do a bit of fainting while I'm at it. Of course. I've only visited Ishgard once before, after the devastation of the 8th Umbral Calamity. To see the place in all its in all its original glory is a tantalizing prospect indeed. Yeah, that's true. If he was only awake when everything was destroyed, it's probably super cool to, like, see it all back the way that it's, like, supposed to be. So let's talk to him. All present? Good. Let us split up and search for Estinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Wyra can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Estinian. Good luck. Was this going to be one of those, like, find the bats things? You, like, get a score? I think I should begin at the Sky Steel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation? Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return. Okay. Let's go to congregation, Ethernet, Alright. So, okay, so go to last night. Nope, forgotten. Got all the SSD speeds. Sure beats the PS4 speeds that I'm used to. Up on the table and talk to Lucia. Good evening to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Imric sent word that you would be attending the meeting in Alamigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what, then, do we owe the pleasure of your visit? I'm looking for Estinian. I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Imric, only to find him absent? In any event, I'm afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Aww, so I lose this contest then, huh? Okay, where do we have to go? That's the pillars, huh? Yeah, we need an airship landing. That's, by the astrologer place, isn't it? Yeah, it's down here. Okay. Yep, here we go. Sir Estinian is every bit as elusive as Uriandre suggested. Well, he's probably not here. Actually, Alfina's gone, so he's probably the one who found him. Talking? So looks like a talking cutscene.
No sign of him.
Okay.
Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
Ooh, did he get new black armor?
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence. Not that I'm complaining.
Aww.
It's been too long.
Too long?
But does he think that she's Alfino?
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. Suits you, Alphino.
Of course.
Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
Oh.
I am not Alphino!
She's mad.
If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Ooh, you touched a nerve.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To think the day would
he's
come
fanboying.
when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Yeah, I need to explain who I brought along
Is
here.
everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting.
Estinian! It's been too long.
This is exactly what Estinian said.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
It's because they're all bros. Yeah, see that perhaps he sees them as the brothers never had exactly. Talk with people rather than at them. Well, you can't keep this all to yourself. Yeah, the brothers one. That's what I've been saying.
Huh. Good luck to them. It hasn't been easy being his sister, I can tell you that.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azis La.
To go talk to Tiamat?
Azis La? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Yeah, Tiamat.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azis La, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azisla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Yeah, I guess we don't have to borrow one from Sid anymore. We just have our own.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard. Ugh! I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt?
Just goes to show what happens when you meet your heroes, huh? Turns out they're just regular people. Oh nice, it just like put us right here. That was handy. Also, we have like Midgard somewhere, so we can just talk to him if we want to like learn more about dragons. So I'm not sure what we're doing all the way over here. Not to complain, but I didn't expect to find myself here again quite so soon. Oh yeah, because we were here looking at the node stuff, that's right. So this is the Delta Quadrant, where countless dragons yet lie in prison, the great Tiamat among them. Tiamat summoned Bahamut once before. She may have again, willfully or no. I like all these talking cutscenes. Oh, this one's not a talking, of course. Let's disable that. It has been quite some time since I set foot in Azizwa, but I understand the three of you were here more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Moira is the person to ask. As far as I know, she's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. That's true. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Allegan Empire. Let's just say it helped that Midgard Summer was there to introduce me. Yeah, Midgard Summer definitely made it possible. Ah, yes, you were a friend of her father. I too have met with Tiamat. Oh, do we know when that was? After the Dragonsong War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on, undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Oh, that's kind of kind, I think. Ooh, food. Pizza. Photo salad. Are these, yeah, 5-10 foods, so these are pretty directed. I mean, I think most people go for the chicken, right? But this might be a good one. Photo salad. We can probably sell that. Talk to everyone again. Here we go. My grandfather sacrificed everything to protect the realm from Bahamut. We must prepare to do the same. The Azure Dragoons of history were the mortal enemies of the dragons, yet now they would be hard-pressed to find a soul who understood them better. It was... Oh, you know, I just look at Alpha. He has those new targeting symbol things on his ring that I guess they patched in. That's going to take a little while to get used to, but should be useful. It was the Ascians who taught Tiamat the secrets of summoning, even as they supplied the Algans with the means to capture primals. So much suffering, all of it by design. Righteous indignation. Tiamat awaits this world. Fly there. Light match ticker. So much easier to get around this way. There we go. Oh yeah, this music. So this is one of the 7 great worms. Even thus confirmed, her presence is overwhelming. To think that man is responsible for all this, and so much else that dragonkind has suffered. Resigned to her fate, though she may be, I cannot help but feel that we may be able to help Tiamat, would she only let us. Okay, well, let's talk. Did we get cool dragon noises again?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
Me, but I have no voice. But I guess she trusts me more than anyone, so... I did say Kupo that one time, so I know at least one word. Does that mean it's not really Bahamut then? If she couldn't sense it?
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Is that Coils of Bahamut? She's mad. Estinian probably feels for her.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering.
Or is he gonna get her to try to break out?
But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished. Behavior befitting a great worm.
Yeah,
we came
break
here
out. Break
to
out and
ask
fight.
mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
That's the Nidhogg in him talking. Then just break free.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
I mean, I bet we could break her out. We're pretty good at doing stuff like that. Isn't that what all the Warring Triad was about? Breaking Allegan prisons?
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Could we hold her down long enough to administer the cure?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
Gonna fight for us. And you can like see the ring like shaking. You know that she's about to break out. Did Justinian know about our tempering, like, fixing abilities? Because he looked kind of surprised at that. And so it makes me wonder if he in fact did not know that we could fix tempering. Let's see what he has to say. It would seem she still has some pride after all. Let us see if she's as good as her word. It won't make up for what she suffered at the hands of men, but if there's a chance we can free her, truly free her, we owe it to her to try. I confess, my heart was in my throat when Justinian thought to berate her, but it appears to have had the desired effect. I'll say. More talking? Probably not. While Porxies have shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Yeah, that's what I was saying, is it's going to be pretty tricky. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose you can find that information here? Well, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Allagans kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. These are Allagan Emperor permissions to get in. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. Is this like Graha and me go on a date to the library? I know Alfino and Wyra here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Justinian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step toward a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat to do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. No, he's like 120 years old. Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea. I'd be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the Flagship. Ah, yes, we are familiar with it. The Etherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this. A spirit vessel, containing a small amount of my blood. Do you still have those kicking around? Or is this just like a pendant on a necklace? Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. Oh, there's a house here. I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambrose, Oriange, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines. and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try, at least. Agreed. We will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. I don't know if I can get any of these voices right, but I can try. Oh yeah, see? If I go to inventory... Yeah, so that's the same spirit vessel from the first. One never knows when a small portion of royal Allegan blood might come in handy, which is why Grahatia keeps his vessel about his person. Yeah, see, it's like the same thing that he just has been holding on to. And I got the cool T-Rex mount. I got that too, but it's not ready to go. Oh, there is collision on that. Okay. The flagship. It on the way down. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Oh, are we gonna take the little wind cutters? Or I'd rather leave these Allegan contraptions to you and Alfie now. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. Should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Sounds like a plan. Got the Sphinx. What are you looking at over here? I realize I said this before, and on more than one occasion, but I never cease to be amazed by Allegan technology, amazed and disturbed. Can I walk up this? That's cool. Oh, this looks like what I'm supposed to talk to. Obstreperous node. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause, intruder interference. Advised deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. Finalist node. Blip bloop. Warning. Scheduled driving restraint mechanism due in minus 2,20 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. We have Polaris node. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. I think that second node we talked to was the correct node. I'm afraid Estinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? I did, a node which smelled like burned hair. Yes, a chirping node spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. I find a way to activate mechanical sentries if that's any help. Yeah, I would say this one. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. Then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graham spoke. And it was chirping, you say? Very well, let us take a closer look. just sprint when I just fly. Jabanyan. Yep, I need to push this one. Alright, let's see what they have to say. How did the Alligans tell these godforsaken things apart? As I suspected, the node will not acknowledge my authority to issue it instructions. Better talk to it then. Bloop. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? Bloop bloop. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. Just hand that over real quick. Blip. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Boop. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. I gotta say my name, right? Although, I wonder what happens if you say their names. I gotta say mine. Lyra Iscario. Bloop. Welcome, Lyra Iscario. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Bloop bloop. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required. Of course there's an update required. There's always an update required. A system update? What do you suppose it's asking of us? Just smash it to pieces. I could hazard a guess. Well, that's more than I can say. Confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop. In order to operate restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue could be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. Okay, but like, if your system's out of date, then how is the central system not out of date? Like, wouldn't they have both stopped receiving updates at the same time? Like, when the Alligans disappeared? So, I'm not sure why they're out of sync then. So can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. This is like trying to help old people with their computer and they just have no idea what's going on. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating application protocols. Boop, I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. Righteous indignation. Sid and his colleagues always make operating these Alligan devices seem so easy. Yeah, I'm dealing with a couple of boomers here. I don't know what possessed the Alligans to surround themselves with these chattering orbs, but the fact that they remain while their creators do not speaks volumes. For vengeance. Oh, look, this one's got a picture. That's how you know it's like a big blast. Whoop, guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Sounds kind of weird to hear that quest music when you're not on the first. Just up here. Down. The Warring Triad. Oh, do I have to go like down into the thing? Oh. There's that. Okay. Don't look at me. This is a task for you and Alfino. This terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let us hope it will be equally helpful. So I guess this doesn't recognize that I did the Warring Triad. Nope. Access granted to user Wyra Iscario and her adolescent Elysian companion. Master Iscario's other companion is deemed a potential risk to safe operation and has been denied access privileges until further notice. Of course. That does not surprise me. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? So I wonder if that's like an Easter egg, if that number means something, if it's the current like game's build or something. If anyone knows if that's an Easter egg, should let me know. Why, software version 42.002, of course. Boop boop. Warning, errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. We can't have that. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead? Oop, the proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes, it does. However, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I am ready to release their shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is over. Makes me feel like he won't. Alfie knows the man in the chair and something's gonna go wrong. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allegan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard when they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so, I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him, too? Enemy no one understand him? I will try yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him, certainly, after I've wiped the smile off his face. I'll say I want to understand him. Because he is confusing. But did he not tell you that he was beyond reason? If he wishes to die, I say, we oblige him. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. He still calls her Iceheart? He doesn't call her Ysayle? Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Stinian's got some pretty wise words here. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alfino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. I cannot deny the logic in Estinian's argument. Given all that is at stake, even the slightest lapse in judgment could be the undoing of us all. Bloop bloop. Warning! Releasing dragon restraints may result in specimen loss, damage to facilities, and incineration of staff. You don't say. So we gotta go over this way. isn't the theme for this mount like... It's like... Isn't it like Terra's theme from like another Final Fantasy game or something? I seem to remember that. So for all of you fans of whatever this is from, you're welcome. I've only ever played part of 12. And this one, of course, so... All of you, you know... Oh wait, I passed it. Everyone out there who's a bigger fan than I am can enjoy this music. Wait, why did I think it was that? Because it totally looks like it could be. Anyways. Justinian. If this Fandaniel truly is without reason or creed, he is no better than a rabid dog. Treat with him if you must, but be ready to do what is necessary. So, the spirit vessel proved useful after all? Excellent. I feel like this is going to be a talking one. Or not, okay. Justinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alfino's absence that he's needed elsewhere. He's our man in the chair. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to Nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirm her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning, I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alfino to disengage the restraints, ethereal dampers. That little apostrophe messed me up. I'm counting on you, Angelo. We're gonna get a big fancy cutscene or just some whatever? Ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with the men of Alag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Lyra, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Let me just touch her with the echo power and we'll just both watch what happened. I mean, as interesting as Men of Alag might be, she probably remembers Bahamut more fondly. Ah, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Marasidia could have lasted for eternity. But alas, it was not to be. The Ascians saw to that. In all creation, I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Alag first came unto Marasidia, unto our home. Is that Bahamut? I think so. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Marasidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Oh look, it's L2. It's a bunch of the little L2s. Or Elto or Eoto or whatever this little name is. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlene scholar Rirusha. That must be a Lalafell. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the second astral era. Correctly, it would appear, if only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we had held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet, as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing even more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time, they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony, too, were fated to end. For the men of Alex slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Asians. The rest thou knowest only too well. Oh, she's tired. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Asians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear, when this is over. Keep going, I say. The magic is working. Slowly but surely, the magic is working, aided no doubt by the memories you bade her share. This is probably going to be a big fun cutscene. While I knew this wasn't going to be easy, no patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it, and while I've only got a few more drops of Aether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. Oh, excuse me. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go. Press upbeat music. Angelo. Energy boost.
This is it, Angelo!
won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
He's watching from above, but he's really not that much higher up. Well, if this works, this all should be pretty cool. I thought Tiamat was just like a throwaway character.
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Alphino's ready. It's time.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
I mean, it probably will, because, with the trial for this patch is Diamond Weapon, and not Tiamat. Unless there's the prize trial, in which case, I did a good job of avoiding spoilers. But I'm pretty sure it'll work. Or the part of the story where things are going well. She's probably so cramped and sore. She's not stretched her muscles out for a long time. I guess I obviously never saw like a dragonfly, huh? A dragonfly. But neither has Graha. They didn't play to Heaven's Ward.
Your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way.
Oh, we don't hear what he said?
It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies for the largest Amalja settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Seems like our theories are correct then.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own
But
way.
just bring him with us. How could you get there faster than we could, Estinian?
Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Oh, is he gonna ride Tiamat? Oh, he totally is. Oh no, he's just he just dragoon jumped it. Okay, so he is gonna ride Tiamat. I thought he just jumped all the way over to Thanalan. Riding Tiamat's a pretty good option too, though. Oh, look at all these people. I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle. It would be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Okay, yeah, smoked chicken, that's the good one. Determination crit hit. Yeah, that's the one that everyone wants. Flames of War. So is this where we get to the dungeon? I have already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Oda at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alfino and be on our way. Look at Tiamat's gone. Ooh. Okay, so like, because her model had collision before, right? And so, can you just walk through it now? How does they... Oh, what? Oh, they just teleported us right there. Like, while that's super nice, I also kind of wanted to see, you know, what happened at that spot. If they put, like, rocks in its place. If you're worried about me, don't be. I got some rest during the flight, and now I feel ready for anything. Yeah, because, like, with certain things, they'll have, like, rocks in a spot, and then so you can't step on it, and then later on it turns out that there's, like a building there or something later on. And it's to, like, maintain, like, the continuity throughout the events of the story of, like, why you can't just stand there. And so Tiamat had collision, and so you couldn't stand there, but now she's gone, so they have to, like, put something in her spot to maintain that continuity. Anyways. First the spate of abductions, and now an attack on the Amalja homeland. What did the Tolaferoi... Yeah, Tolaferoi... Yeah, okay. What did the Tolaferoi aim to achieve with all of this? By happy coincidence, Creel and I were in the process of concluding our inquiries when news reached us of Lunar Bahamut's return. There is much to discuss, but it will have to wait. As I am sure you recall, our involved in Fordola were bound for Pagothan. I pray they have not come to any harm. Of the foe we face, we know but little. Though time be of the essence, we must not stint in our preparations, lest our haste to fly to the aid of the Amalja cost us our best chance of victory. Alright, dungeon time. Yeah, I guess that is a spoiler that I did see, is that it's a Amalja themed dungeon. Now, I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say the Tolaferoi have other plans. Pagothan is already under siege. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Terrapin at their head. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. 'Tis good to hear that Oda has not abandoned the Amalja. Abandoned them? Did we not profess to be their friends? I'm just assuming that this is Roban. Oh no, that was not Roban. I mean, it could have been Papa Shan talking, but I don't think it was. Your Grace. Marshal Terrapin had made provisions for such an exigency, and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of the intervention. Nor is Oda alone in its resolve. The other alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Pagothan. Yet even with our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, but not all of the omens are grim. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amalja are showing any signs of tempering. Strange. What primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless our process temper-proofs them? Is that a thing? Unless it is incapable of doing so? Primals are not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight him, and Wyra and others like her wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Is this her chance at glory that Alice has been, vying for so long? Be that as it may, Wooden Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe with whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming that is, you are ready to take to the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray, set forth as soon as you are able. Come on, just put me right there, teleport me there. That's been so nice this patch, how it just puts you in front of the people you need to talk to. No useless running around. Nothing to say for now. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Well, I, for one, am inclined to do as her grace requests. Lest we forget, Arenvald and Fordola are in Pagothon on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship, then. I like the nighttime sky. That's cool. Oh, so it's not going to do the teleport thing. Okay, airship landing is... I need to do the little event, huh? The Easter event. That will be later. For now, we come to here. That. Airship landing. Oh, there's a lot of people here. This must be an important spot. Or everyone's just waiting in the queue, maybe. Oh, they're all like AFK. Lest thou wonder, I've attended to Thancred's ammunition and completed mine own preparations. I trust thou canst say the same of thine. I kind of give him like a Snape voice, at least that's how it sounds in my head. Try as I might, I cannot fathom why the Telophoroi would move to attack the Amalja. If Fandaniel's objective is death and destruction, one of the city-states would surely have been the better target. No, they have some other agenda, one encompassing the recent abductions, perhaps. Do you think Estinian and Tiamat have already reached Pagothon? Ah, but I should know better than to speculate on the whereabouts of the Azure Dragoon. Forgive me. I mean, no, you don't have to be so, shy, Graham. It is not impossible that the Telophoroi redirecting some of their troops stationed at a tower to the front line. If so, this may all turn out to have been to Arenvald and Fordola's benefit. I'll say first. Given what we know, or perhaps even all of the Imperial soldiers may have been tempered. Oh, some, or perhaps even all. Okay. If we can subdue them, we should be able to do something about that. But they would still see us as enemies even then. That said, they wouldn't be deaf to reason, which is better than nothing. So, the Telophoroi have constructed buildings capable of tempering, and primals which are not. What secrets are they hiding? That is a good point. What is going on that buildings can temper, but the primals cannot? Let's talk to this Immortal Flames pal and find out. Greetings, we've been expecting you. But say the word and we shall depart for Pagothon at once. Pagothon accessible. 2D finds. Can I trust this with Estinian? Oh no, it's just these guys, huh? You just have the same thing to say? Okay, right now, we will enter into Arenvald Fordola. Come, let us go. I know some people like to see these, so I'm just gonna go through them. I know not what designs the Telophoroi have on Pagothon, but I do know they must be stopped for the good of the Amalja and us all. Whether it's here or not, we can be sure Fandaniel is behind this attack, and that makes me doubly determined to see that it fails. Like most who have spent time in Norda, I haven't always seen eye to eye with the Amalja, but today I will fight side by side with them in common cause, and hope that none of them remember me. The grasslands of Pagothon will make for an open battlefield. Many, though our enemy are, we will not have to fight against the terrain, at least. I feel like that's not true. At the cost of his own life, did Master Louis strike down the primal Bahamut. Whatever the true nature of this new incarnation, it cannot be suffered to threaten this star. Okay, if I'm going machinist, then let's form a party. I think, isn't Yushtola better? Doesn't she like actually do...
ever ready.
Oh no, doesn't she do like actual AoE?
I stand ever ready.
Except, what does Graha do? Is Graha even better? Isn't his AI like really good?
Our fates are not yet sealed.
Let's do this. I'm not sure if Alfino or Urianger is the better healer, so I'm just hoping that this is going to be a good party. So let's go. Dungeon time, dungeon time. Which one is that? Let's go. Gotta listen to the new music. It's already pretty good. Stunning on camp, that's so cool. Such a good image. And this song's kind of a bop. Animal members is new. Yeah, I'm new. Okay. Let's go. So my UI is still like decent. For bringing to bear all that you have. The Graha went Black Mage, huh? I have no way to tell if he actually does AoE, so I just hope that he is. Oh, I forgot to do this. Because I usually run White Mage in dungeons, and I usually use Machinist for like raids and stuff, so I'm not used to like an AoE rotation. Forward, no back. Come on. Oh, we need to attack this. Okay. Did we do it? Okay, there we go. Did Urianger actually card me? Where'd he go, Urianger? Help is here! Oh no! Really? I'm just gonna eat it. Okay. That's what else would be bad. Why does it attack me? Do I like focus on like highest DPS or something? Hello, Dragonette. Hello, Dragon.
Prepare yourself! Alright, you don't sound good. Oh, that's good. He's got a big gun. Hulu. Oh, he like walks around. Okay. Everything's just about our cooldown, so let's go! Critical rip is constant, huh? Oh.
Allow me.
I think you did that right. So what do you do with these little? Do you pick them up? Okay, no, we avoid them. Blaster. How do I drop this? Oh, you need to attach it to the tower. I see. Okay.
Allow me.
Almost got it. The Grappa didn't steal the limit break, huh? Go to allow me made him think that he was going to, but looks like I'll be able to save it for the oh wait. Skip that real quick. Sasha Dane, huh? What does that look like? Pagotham, Sasha Dane. Am I blind? Let's try on. Why is that? I can't try it on? Oh, because it's a waste. That's why. Okay. Alright, maybe we need to just get rid of belts.
What took you so long?
Estinian!
The Amounts are in trouble. Let's split up.
But okay, so you go that way with Tiamat. Right? Wait, what did Tiamat just left, right? Okay, so such strange.
Prepare yourself.
This is about right. Boom, look at that. Nice. Oh, what? Boo. All this new stuff is like Teletech Reaper, Telo Dragon, the new enemy faction, huh? Just fighting mobs. Ooh, a treasure transfer. Let's not waste this time. So about 10 minutes and 10 seconds to sit around and wait. Okay. Oh, January 22. Oh, they're here. Okay. Okay. I didn't notice them, but I guess they're here helping out, huh? Why does this seem like not like... I kind of wasted that bit. Boost me. You want to call like Oriange? This is a 505 adding 6. Not as good as the 510 that I've got. This close. What is this? Healing bracelets. I don't want a bunch of jewelry.
Oh no, you don't.
Is that good? Oh yeah, that's Tiamat, so that's a friendly. Oh, that like works. What is a Tiamat? Okay, so that's why we can't go that way. Okay. I was looking at the map. It's falling apart, isn't it? Come on, Tiamat, help! Kill the dragon. Kill the dragon. Yeah! Tiamat! Oh! It's like level mystery, right? My rotation is so garbage. Is all the gear from this dungeon jewelry? Because that's kind of annoying if it is. But doesn't that fit the pattern? Every other dungeon it's like armor jewelry, armor jewelry. We're going to say it, then let's crush this accursed war machine. Oh, this is all just one big thing? Okay. This looks like it'll be fun. Let's go. I assume the option is over here based on how those guns are. This boss fight just mobs the boss fight? Oh, they really kind of leave it to the last second to run over, don't they? There's a magic type 4, so it's get started in the card. Oh, what? Oh. Oh no. Oh no, I lost my reassembled. No. Let's hit it with everything we've got. Okay, this is kind of cool. Oh, that's a lot of AoE I don't want to be in. Come on, thing, just pick him up. Help us? I have to allow me. Oh, let's drop it down. Look at crit strike again. This time I'm not gonna mess it up. So I imagine that it's not possible to one cycle this. Unless you can hope for the 2 cycle like we're gonna get here. That's my assumption at least. Oh, okay, so this is... Oh, it's like an Amaldra helmet. It's kind of cool. I don't think I would use it, but definitely a unique look. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. Got the lens flare. That's cool. Let's do a bunch of damage to these guys. Just try to not going along. This would be faster with other people, but I prefer to do it with the trust on the first time because the trusts know what to do. And just like for the story reasons as well. It's more fun if you like doing it with like the story friends and stuff. The balance? You mean the Discord that teaches everything, or teaches everyone about how to play their class, like the game should do? I will follow into my children. Oh, this is where you fight go to see. This is where we fight Ifrit, isn't it? This is like the same set. Dragon. Oh, so we ride dragons out? Oh, that's cool. Okay, let me grab this treasure. Ooh, P87. Okay. Mountain. Nice. Oh, this is cool. I like this. This is awesome. I was thinking maybe we'd like burn stuff while we fly on dragons, but this honestly is also pretty good. Oh, we're coming out halfway? Okay. Wait, it's the Amaldra that we're fighting with. We're helping you. Hello. Be gone! Oh, put that thing. So, now it's over here. There's too much going on. Too many big models. Not tell what I'm trying to do here. So just tap target enemies and shoot. Which, no, I suppose works. missiles. Come on, Tancred, pick him up. Running around like a chicken with my head cut off because you can't pick these mobs up, Tancred. What? I swear I turned the right way. A time has not yet come. Is that like what he says when he's resurrecting someone? Stomp. Oh. Final boss time. Who's it gonna be? Ooh, it's Luna Bahamut? Ooh, Teletherium, Luna Bahamut. I thought that was gonna be like a trial. So, I imagine we're not outright killing him. Yeah, I thought Luna Bahamut would be a trial, kinda like Shinryu was. Ooh. Nice. What is that? L-Dragon Dive or something? Unless this Steam just finishes him off for us here. Ooh, Mega Flare? Lunar Flare? Ooh. Oh no, do not. Oh, not yet. Wonder behind it, huh? Okay. One plan. I'm gonna speak with my buddies over here because they know what to do and I do not. What are you gonna do too? So you got a Akmorn coming out there, huh? Oh, well, you can do it, Urianger. I trust you. Although that did hurt. So I appreciate the Mega Flare, I think that means spread apart. You're making me lose my thing. Oh, this way? Okay. Mega Flare dies. Come on. We're gonna hit the wall like that, being dirty. Oh no. What is this? Okay, so drop that and then get out. Nice. Okay, nothing too bad yet. Ooh, Giga Flare does not sound good. That's a big ray flare. lost my combo. Last one. Well, my damage reduction's not back up yet, so good luck, Leandre. I see, they go in like line. Okay. You just stand in the middle again, right? Come on, because there's one in the middle. Stand over to here. Got it. Alright. Bahamut's not that bad. Although, it is just dungeon boss, and dungeons are kind of easy, so... I'm so serious. Here are the rest of my friends. What treasure do I get? Chest drop of casting. Okay, how does that work? Yeah, that's not too bad. I like the little, like, tattoos. Are those tattoos, or is that, like, muscle tape, like the KT tape stuff? Yeah, that's not actually too bad. Alright. Cutscene time. Oh, it's dragon music. So I guess that's just it then. Winter Bahamut is gone, which kind of a surprise. Well, it's good to know we keep making more and more dragon allies. Tiamat, we've got Tracevilger. A lot of dragons on our side.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well.
Who's this? This like Gosetsu? Oh, no, okay.
Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice.
We'd make peace with Ul'dah then. Would you protect your allies? Then let us put the past behind us. Sounds like usually the third option's kind of like quippy, but sounds like a good one.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
Easy peasy.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
Well, obviously we're close to the tower. Something bad's gonna happen. Yeah, see, there's the tower. Ooh, spooky 5G. We're gonna see what's going on. Sometime earlier, inside the Paglathon Tower. Okay. That's not a good look. That's kind of gross. It's like the machine that made Fordola.
What in Ralga's name happened here?
It's like the soul-making machine, isn't it?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
We probably can't.
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
I don't like how the floor is like squishy. They're activating. Everything's so fleshy. It's all, oh, it's gross. Lunar Ifrit, who I think we saw in the trailers. He's here.
No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
Aw, are involved? Is he gonna win over the Tsundere's heart? Okay. Gotta get a drink. Okay. That the day is won, thanks in no small part to thy valor. The Telefari are far from defeated. Yet be that as it may, 'tis only right that we rejoice in Winter Bahamut's banishment unto the Aether. Yeah, so I guess we defeated Winter Bahamut, and so we don't have to worry about him anymore. And the Amalja are our friends, and Arnvald and Fordola are in trouble in the tower. And let's see what happens next. I should have known that you'd be the one to end it. Mayhap now Tiamat will find some measure of solace. It will take more than a single victory to wash away all the bad blood between men and Amalja, but one has to start somewhere. Tiamat did all she promised and more this day, but I doubt she will be satisfied. Nay, she will fight on in defense of her children, wheresoever they may be. To see the Amaldra fighting alongside us brought to mind the Zune of the Crystarian. I pray that our peoples can forge bonds as strong as those of our counterparts in the First. From what I could tell, there didn't seem to be many Imperials in the vicinity of the tower. Hopefully Arnvald will have used this opportunity to get in and out undetected. I have some bad news for you. While it would have been too much to hope that we had seen the last of Fandaniel, we have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will when we have reached the word. When we have received word of Arnvald's safe return. The critical hit one's the best. Otter. Manager Pagathon with the part of NPC advertised to make duties. I accept all my trusts are like level 70 still, so. Do I have to talk to all them again? I just did. Let's just keep going. When the dust settles. Standing around here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. Yeah, this is. I'm not going to do the Rabon voice again because I know this must be her grace. Brave scions. Yep, I was right. I didn't do the dumb Rabon voice for her this time. Would that I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the frontistery. Your grace, whatever is the matter? As our troops withdrew from Pagothan, they came upon the 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend I believe, had been wounded and was being dragged away by the other. Oh no! Oh no! Take the words right out of my mouth. I must go. Forgive me, your grace. Can you tell us of Arnvald's condition, your grace? The wounded scout. Not save that it is grave. The chirurgeons tend to him even— chirurgeons? I've never been sure how that's supposed to be said. The chirurgeons tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Wyra, Estinian, would you mind going after Alfino? He may need some support from someone other than me. Aww. Someone other than Allie, say? Though we are probably his closest friends, so. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in Pagothan. Come on, then. I'm still not gonna do the thing where you just put me where I need to go. This is a crystal. Is there one like right out here? Where is this? This is no, Steps of Thal. Okay. It's testing strip, right? I think. I hate this town. I can't tell where anything is. Yeah, it's what 8th word is Alchemist's Guild. Okay, that makes sense. Nezuko? Oh. Oh, that movie comes out this weekend, doesn't it? The Mugen Train one comes out in theaters. Should make sure I see that. Photo. Instead of standing there gawping, why don't you tell your friend to stop whining like an underfed dog? People are fighting for their wives in there. Please, tell me something. Anything. Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master Demeliot is attending to him as they speak. If you would be so kind as to wait. What did Master Demeliot say? Tell me his exact words. What the Kyurgens do their work? Kyurgens? But, you're right, forgive me. When we said our farewells to Arnvald, I was afraid that something like this might happen, but now that it has, all we can do is wait.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
So this is feeling a lot like Estinian, when Estinian was recovering.
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Probably got burned super bad too. That's probably why we can't see him. He's got like gauze all over his face and stuff.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life.
You're gonna say they're even now?
I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know. Perhaps I could have...
Oh, is she gonna give him a slap? Oh, shove.
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
The battle of the ideas. They're both right.
All life is precious! You need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
Aww. Stinian.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you'll lot be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
Change of music. It was from somber to super happy. I think that crow guy has been going through the MSQ at the same pace as me. I know. There is nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Her Grace invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the Fragrant Chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will. Oh, do you see the little Easter decorations on the pillar in the background? Yeah, look at the little eggs that are out there. I'm surprised that the event decorations get stuck in the cutscene like this. That's kind of cool. The stoic head nod of the Warrior of Light.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide.
Chirurgeon.
That you have
Okay, so that's how it's pronounced. Chirurgeon.
Now, we will share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fandaniel would doubtless have it.
Yep. Lunar
It is now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within.
So that's like a primal
Less
printing
certain
factory?
is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns.
What's more immediate than
Ifrit
what's
was
going
not the
on?
only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities.
You have to fight a gauntlet of ARR primals?
For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
Grand Companies Regress, is that wise? Yeah. Is that wise?
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause.
Like, is this like the same day or not?
It is
Like,
our
it must
hope
not be.
that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Pagelfarm. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
All she does is give like inspirational speeches, which I guess she's good at, but
Now, if you will forgive me,
that's all she ever
I
does.
must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
God, this is a lot of people to talk to. Okay, let's speed through this. Y'shtola. Amidst this great push for peace with the beast tribes, we would do well to remember that old prejudices yet remain. It is a delicate political dance, and I do not envy the Sultana her task, nor any alliance leader. If there's no reason to linger, I will take my leave. Bye, Estinian. Alphino knows only too well that sacrifices are an unavoidable part of conflict. But knowing something does not change how one feels about it. You yourself have shared adventures with Arnwald, have you not? I shall say no more. With the secrets of the towers thus laid bare, our duty to prevent further abductions taketh on new import. Fail in this, and our enemy shall punish our negligence with a plague of primals. Even without the threat of tempering to contend with, the Grand Companies have quite a task on their hands. Regardless of Her Grace's protestations to the contrary, it may be best to dispatch a few of our own to assist in the endeavor. Remind me to mention it to Tataru, would you? To Tataru. Though we have won our first battle against the Tuatharai, and made significant discoveries to boot, the war has scarcely begun. We must steel ourselves for what lies ahead. Yeah, this is only part one of the patch, buddy. There's still like a whole nother half of story to go. I'm not even sure how far I'm through this patch as it stands. The lead to Endwalker is not over. Okay. Right then, unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. Heroic nod. And that includes you, Alphino. Our involved is in good hands here. Of course, he would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength and readiness for the coming challenges. If all are in agreement then, I shall let Cryo know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arrangement with the time available. Something bad? Is she not there? Oh. It will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. Aw, sad Alphino. Yes, I'll try asking him. And thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Cryo, in particular, has a few matters she is keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estinian, believe it or not. You will join us, won't you? I mean, is he gonna join the Scions too? Because, like, he totally could. Fine. I know that he, like, becomes a trust member in, like, Endwalker, so... Really? I thought you said you were avoiding that Valdesian woman. Got him! Aw, he's in a better mood now. If I refused, she would only pursue me. That's true. Let's get this over with, shall we? Creo and Tataru, I mean, we may be good at fighting, but they have their own advantages. They have the ability to track Estinian down wherever he is. And they seem to be quite good at tracking. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna make a scene because he's already like allied to Ishgard, but I guess he said did he say he left the mantle of Azure Dragoon? Is he no longer have that title? Does that mean that he's free to join the Scions? I don't know. I guess we'll figure out, maybe not in this patch, maybe in the next.
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time.
Can be used to... Oh, wait. So left right direction, button tap, shift tap, and adjust speed. Okay, is this faster?
Thanks to Arenvold's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telopheroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
Alright, I think everyone saw that coming, but it's nice to see that's true.
The ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldessian will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If
So
truth
G'raha
be
used to be
told,
part of their
our
little group too.
organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
What, are they deciding that it's tempering? Are they going to confirm all the fan theories?
When was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
A long time. Wait, that day in the Crystarium. Which one of these is it? I can't remember near the end of the Dragon Song War. I don't remember Hydaelyn talking in the Crystarium. I'm gonna say this one because I think that one's true. I'm not sure. Although, I guess it really doesn't matter.
When you regained her blessing, was it not? But never since. Not in all your time in the first, when you faced the Unsundered, the very heart of Zodiark.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might
Isn't that
not
'cause
the
she's weak?
explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in her judgment.
I thought Heidelin was like getting weak though.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own. And as far as I'm able to tell, Heidelin has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reem. But that was not the will of Heidelin. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Heidelin were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Heidelin's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular.
Isn't that what the anti-tower was?
Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times.
I think now we have more people than we usually do. People keep joining.
Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate
Join the
of
crew,
this
join the
star.
crew, join the crew, come
One
on.
in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number.
Invite him. Tell him to join.
And so I must ask you again.
Yes.
Will you join us?
Will you join us? You're like, no. Oh, those puppy eyes.
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go.
Aww.
If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
So that's sort of like a soft join. It's not very committal there.
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
It's a goofy smile, girl, huh?
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best.
Isn't like his dad like on
Farewell.
the forum or something? Like, Alfino and Alcide, aren't their parents involved in that? The Wallafell Waddle. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Hey, it's that Keyblade graveyard scene we saw. Are all those models like actually obtainable in game? I think so. These are all like actual sword models, I think.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
Are they in Hawkgate Manor? Or Hawk Manor? That's the set that's from, right? Isn't it? Maybe not, but it's close.
Plans, I trust.
It's like a modified Hawk Manor.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance.
Oh, is that like an Emerald Claymore right there?
But seeds have been sown,
Just
my
chilling.
lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
You know what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Asian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use.
Hey, there's the Hive Claymore that everyone likes. They really picked some of the favorite designs.
To our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
They're like all Magitech too.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Scythe class, Scythe class, Scythe class. Come on, do it. Confirmed upcoming Scythe class.
Not quite what I was expecting, though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
Confirmed Scythe class. Oh, they don't want to do it, do they? Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna confirm Reaper? Ooh, oh, they cut away. They're not gonna do it. Oh, they're such a tease. But you know it is. You know that he's the new melee class. Okay, time to see what everyone's got to say. And this really takes forever, but it's good world building, so we'll do it. Sudden appearance of the towers will surely not have escaped the Forum's notice. I'd like to think that they would be receptive to Kryle's request for cooperation in investigating the matter, but unfortunately their reputation would suggest otherwise. If I'm to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. If you've need of my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation of the next battle. But since you're here, I have a question. The Scions are in close contact with the East Aldenard Trading Company of Kugane, yes? I was wondering if they could place an order for some sun-dried squid. I don't seem to be able to find it in these parts. Aw, he's hungry. He wants his favorite snack. Though we do not know the full extent of the Telophorai's schemes, preventing further abductions must take precedence above all else, for therein lieth the key to depriving our enemy of its most potent weapon. Oh, I already talked to him, thank Grid. It strikes me as odd that rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Telophori have so far made only sporadic attacks. I doubt they'd go to the trouble of putting up all those towers if that was all they had in store for us. None can deny that Heidelwin's blessing has been a great boon to our cause, but much remains unknown with regard to her true intentions. Given everything we have learned from our encounters with the Asians, we must keep our minds open to any and all possibilities. amidst all the fighting, it's easy to forget what we've achieved, isn't it? I mean, we cured Tiamat. Tiamat, for heaven's sake. You will tell me if I become insufferably smug, won't you? Because the way things are going, it feels like a definite possibility. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a busy few moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do. But when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well, than you lot more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with the primal in the near future. But for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Which is where I come in, and gladly, mind you. It's the least I can do to support the scions who risk life and limb, like poor Arenvald. I wish there was something we could do for him, but we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to complete shambles now, would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there are any developments, I'll promise you'll be the first to know. When the dust settles. Oh, so that's it? Not for naught. I guess that makes sense coming here in the Rising Stones. That's all for this patch, huh? That's it. And until next time, I guess. Let's see what these people have to say, and then I think that'll be it for now. Oh, do they just have the same things to say? I guess so. But at this moment, you are under strict orders to get as much rest as possible. After all, we need our weighty fighting fit for when the Telophoroi rear their ugly heads again. Alright, well, that lighting looks awful. That's better. I guess that's it. So, bit of a cliffhanger there. Teasing us with Xenos' next class. And I don't know. The story's been pretty good, but this is only the first half, and so we'll have to see how it ends. I feel like it's not been like as good as like the Shadowbringers expansion, and I can't remember much of what the previous expansions did, like post, like in their like 0.5 patches, but it's been pretty good. The dungeon was good. The story's advancing. I guess feels like they're going to tie up a lot of story, but they're going to introduce Charlian, which I'm excited for. They're going to talk about Hydaelyn, which is really kind of interesting because there's been a lot of theories. I mean, I guess Hydaelyn is a primal, that was kind of confirmed, but like exactly what her nature is interesting, because they also introduced that people can be tempered like to a city, like with the Garlemald stuff, and so who knows what Hydaelyn is doing exactly. And she has been pretty quiet. And are involved in Fordola, I guess hard to say. I wonder what the tower, because that was a very like Matrix like, you know, battery of beast people that just, you know, they used to summon a primal, I guess. So I guess for now, I guess that's it. So I guess that's it for this video. And I'll be doing Diamond Weapon and the new Nier raid later, but let me take a little break for now. If you enjoyed it, I guess, you know, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. So until next time.